So, hi guys, Thomas here, and I'm back with another tier list. I like these tier lists. Get to show off my opinion. Could even make this into a series. Anyway, I made to prove that I'm not locked to Pokemon by doing WarioWare Get It Together on the Nintendo Switch. Came out, I don't have it, but I heard it's a blast. And from what I've seen, I think I can gather together a tier list of the characters. So, let's go. Alright, first off, in F tier, everybody saw this coming, to be honest. So 9 volt, yeah, you ride the skateboard and can throw the yo-yo up. It is a good projectile, but since it only goes up, well, you can't really control the skateboard. You only control the yo-yo, and that lack of control just makes him kind of a suboptimal character to use. Now, E tier, there were 2 characters in. Well, 3, but 2 of them are so similar together they are literally the same character. First off, in E tier, Cat and Anna. They're the first of the 2 player-locked characters, with Cat being player 1 on this one, and Anna being player 2, this one. They play the same. The only real difference is that Cat faces right while Anna faces left. And their Shoryuken isn't a bad projectile. Unfortunately, they are cursed with always jumping, which is very suboptimal. You can only control them going left and right, and they're only jumping, which, doesn't make them a good pick. And the next character needed is Puro. Puro is cute, give him that. But gameplay-wise, isn't really that good. Basically, Puro's the first rule is a ring grabber, meaning he can't jump. The only other characters in this game who grab rings are 9 volt, who we talked about, and 18 volt, who we're going to talk about later. And he can shoot his tongue on diagonally in whatever direction he faces. If that explanation doesn't make you see the problem, then I don't know then I don't know who you are, because that means you have to position Puro in a weird, awkward positions in order to actually work. It does bounce balls and it has a long reach, but that's really the only other good thing about Puro, other than he's cute. So yeah, you could see why. Now can you see why the E tier? D tier only has one character like F tier. Wait, no. And that's Lulu. Basically, Lulu can propel herself in the air and do ground pound. The problem with that is that walking is incredibly slow and you go up incredibly slow. Gliding is fast, but isn't really good. But that's the only really good thing. It's just kind of mediocre. Then there's 2 similar characters, but ones that aren't the same. Cricket and Mantis. Basically, Cricket controls like your platformer, a character, walks left and right, and can jump. The only difference between Cricket and a platformer character is that he can jump really high, It's like a platform character mixed with Propeller Mario from the new Super Mario Bros. Games. The Mantis is like that, but he can also walk on walls, making him a better option. But still, they're average for some characters. Next is Mona. Now I've heard that people have been split on Mona ever since the demo because, like 9 Volt, she is an auto-moving character, means you can't stop. But Mona's actually good by comparison. Like, she can move in every direction and like fly. First of our free moving characters. And she also has a boomerang. And which she can. And when she uses her boomerang, she stops and you now control the boomerang. To recall the boomerang and start moving again, you can either press A or make the boomerang touch Mona. Either way is good, but the boomerang is really slow, plus the auto moving thing. So Mona's slightly above average. Next is Mike. Like, weak upwards projectiles. Well, basically the opposite of a character we're gonna see later. Basically, Mike, like Mona, can freely move in every direction, and shoots a weak projectile up, that being his monotone singing. Unlike Mona, however, if you let go of the control stick with Mike, bad decision considering WarioWare is a game that focuses on your reaction time. But if you stop tilting the control stick with Mike, he'll actually stop, unlike Mona, who needs to use her projectile. Travels pretty fast, but overall, Mike is a solid character. Although, gets outclassed by some, and we'll see later. And the final character in C tier is 18 Volt. The second of the Volts. So 18 Volt can't move. He can only shoot his projectiles at rings, which move him. His projectile is really good. Like it's fast. It can reach a lot of places. You can aim it. Overall, he's good. Next is the polar opposite of Mike, Red. Now, Red. So, as I said, Red is the opposite of Mike in his projectile game. Instead of weak upwards projectile, Red has a strong downward projectile, which is mostly because he drops bombs. I mean, he's a demon, and why wouldn't he? Actually, his companion can drop bombs. The field noticeably stronger from what I've heard. However, this race problem we'll only see with a character that will be later on. He has to move to the top of the stage in order to use his power properly. This makes him a letdown, but I think he's better than Mike because of the strongness of his projectile. Right, next up, the other 2 for 1, Dribble and Spitz. Dribble the dog is player 1, and Spitz the cat is player 2. Now, Again, like Nana, dribble faces right while Spitz faces left. This time they can move freely without jumping everywhere. This makes them feel a lot better to play. Plus their bazookas definitely feel all better than the Shoryukens that can throw. The problem is that they're only linked shooting in one direction, and so yeah. Next up is Jimmy T, the Disco Man. Basically, Jimmy T has zippy attacks that is a zippy dash attack that is his only form of movement. This is fast, but it also feels a lot less fluid than the next character's ability, Krygor or Dr. Krygor. Basically, instead of a zippy, hard attack like Jimmy, Krygor has a slower, more fluid attack. This makes him feel a lot better to play than Jimmy. Next up is Penny. Now, Penny could easily go in every tier. F, E, D, C, A, B, or S. But because her ability's a bit weird, basically, Penny can propel herself in the opposite direction on which she sprays, which is like inverted movement. Like, yeah, you have had that Smash, Super Smash Brothers, and the fact that the Palkia and Skull Kid can reverse your controls. Well, imagine that, but all the time, and with your and also up and down. This could easily put a Penny in F or E tier, but if mastered, Penny can be in A or even S tier. So I thought B was a good place to put her. Next, A tier, only one character, like D tier and F tier. This time it's the man himself, Wario. Wario can move in every direction and attack in every direction. So basically, better than dribble and spits right off the bat. He has a dash attack, which comes out pretty fast. Aston also makes it fast. People sometimes complain about Wario's speed, but the dash attack comes out pretty fast, so it's a good substitute. Now the only problem with Wario is that up and down is kind of slow. So just like that, just there. Now it's time for what I call the Broken Gang. 3 characters. It's what I consider the best in the game. First pick might be a controversial pick, but I think 5-Volt should get the title of the third best. I've seen rumors flown around that I've seen people on YouTube claiming that she's the best, she's just middle tier, or even that she's the worst character or in bottom tier. I just kind of believe that she's a great character who just has a bit of flaws. So newbies might be tempted to say that 5-Volt is the most broken character because of her ability, which is teleporting. And you'd be right to think that. If it wasn't for the ability, it was kind of tricky to use, and also just moving it could be a little slow in some circumstances. So 5-Volt, great character, but isn't really that good. But one of the most OP characters, but if you look into her more, realise that she's not as great as you think you would be. Now, and then there were two characters who could easily be considered the best characters in the game. Orbulon and Ashley. These two characters have been swapped around and roles for a long time. Some people say Orbulon is better than Ashley. Some say Ashley is better than Orbulon. So, which one is better? Well, I think that the best character is Ashley. I can explain. So, Ashley is a free-moving character that can shoot in all directions. Basically, she's the queen of versatility. Like, there are actually no bad fit micro games for her, as are Dribble and Spits and Red. However, an Orbulon can ride around and sucks everything up with his big tractor beam. However, I think what makes Ashley better is that Orbulon can only shoot his tractor beam downwards, while Ashley can move in all directions and shoot in all directions. So, I definitely think Ashley is the better character out of the two. However, you could just have your own opinion and be fine. I just think these are the best. I just think they could all be contenders for the best spot. So I do think Ashley is definitely the best out of the three, and out of all the 20 characters, 18 if you count Kanana and Dribble and Spit as one character. And 5-Volt can cheese micro game. Orbulon can also cheese micro games, and Ashley is just the queen of versatility. Either one is a contender, but I think Ashley is best. That's because Ashley, I can't find a flaw for Ashley. No joke. Ashley has no drawbacks to my knowledge. 5-Volt ability is tricky to use, and for that can be a bit. It can just be annoying at times. And Orbulon can only shoot downwards. So, well, actually, has no drawbacks. If someone could try and find a flaw for Ashley, and I would not know about. I would not know that it would exist, and I'd be totally shocked about that flaw. I'd be, wait, Ashley has a flaw? Ooh, I didn't know that. What are they? Though, I think no character is badly designed. Like, even a 9-volt, who is generally considered the worst character in the game, isn't badly designed. He's designed as more of a hard to master character. Kind of like Katanana and Penny. But I do think WarioWare would be a great game, even for all of you who have reaction times above the standard limit. So yeah, that's my tier list. You can post your own tier list in the comments. If you have any objections, you can put that in the comments. And I would probably put an iCard on right now. I will see if you agree with my tier list. Oh, sorry about that. Was just them. And yeah, so thanks for watching, guys. See you next time I appear in a video. Bye.